It's like a scooter with the wheels going the wrong way.
What's that? Chime in. Any voice you're not going to hear is mine.
Anyway, this painting on the wall, I saw, millions of times as a kid running past it. I didn't take any notice of it. My grandmother finally told me I was like maybe 9 or 10 years old. And like I said, there's, the picture was, it looked like a couple of hedgerows, like taller trees, like maybe somewhere near a vineyard or something, somewhere in like, near Rome or Greece or, or Sicily somewhere. And a group of like 4 or 5 girls and a couple of old women in the black dress, which means they're widows. And anyway, the girls are walking and they're all holding their dresses up so you can see their calves. In the Mediterranean, that's a really hot climate where they grew up, and you actually need to eat salt in stuff so you don't sweat out all your water, and for the flavoring of food and stuff like that. So what the girls used to do on like Saturday, I think it was, all the girls would go down to the Mediterranean, down to the ocean, and they'd be chaperoned by the chicks in the black dress, the old ladies, and they would sit there Indian style, and they would pull up their dress and they would drape their skirt over their knees, and they would sit like an Indian. They would take water out of the ocean and drizzle it off their fingers onto their slip. And after you do that for 3 or 4 hours with the Mediterranean heat, it would dry the water on your slip, but it would leave the salt behind. So after a couple hours of that, your slip is all crusted up with salt. You scrape it all into the center, all into a ball, and you twist it, and you walk back to town with it twisted in your slip. But the thing that, all the younger, these are a bunch of like 14, 15, 16-year-old girls, or actually maybe, 12, 13, 14. My grandmother's married at 12, and younger girls, and you got some of the boys in the neighborhood that are probably of age would probably get a little bit dressed up, and they'd all hang out at the corner or whatever and watch these girls go by. They'd make eyes at them or whatever, and and that's that's how love started for those guys. So I think it's pretty neat, and they made salt.
A lot of girls don't have the recipe for salt these days.
No, when you think about it, though, they were so, maybe not innovative because, there was skills passed on by their, but, before I knew that or heard of that, you can go up to 1 million people on the street and say, hey, go make some salt, and they wouldn't know what you were talking about or how to do it. And they just did that out of necessity, so I think that's cool. My beans need some salt right now. Best can opener in the world.